I'm gonna say it like this. Hey, I'm Rick Smith. I'm back with Across the Middle. This is our first segment for Random Bleep. I think everybody can kind of figure out what the next word is after random. But I'm gonna go ahead and start this show off by saying this is pretty much like a round robin. It could be any bias statement. And Jason's coming up plenty of times, messing around with his camera, but it's gonna be all right. And there goes Bruce's big head. So the first question is Josh Freeman still a starting quarterback in the NFL?
No, he never was a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I will not answer this question.
Anybody else can chime in on that?
It's Tony.
Well, he's our backup quarterback. Does that count as a
Starting
quarterback?
by the end of the year with that line.
Oh, somebody got jokes. All right, I'm not going to go there, but he's a backup for us, but he's not going to make the team.
Starting caliber quarterbacks don't get traded and cut 3 or 4 times in their career.
And make
He did make like $31 million last year.
So he got paid like a starting quarterback.
That makes him great.
That does make him great. Way to work the system.
So, let me ask the NFC analyst in our Across the Middle, how does he feel about that question? Because he's no longer there, or should he go to the NFC East now?
Is that what?
I have no comment.
NFC South, you guys not upset the NFC East took y'all quarterback?
I have no comment. I'll let my piece go with that.
I don't understand how the Buccaneers are a franchise quarterback like that.
Yeah, Mike Lennon.
Did you turn in your membership to the Josh Freeman fan club?
Yes, I almost bought a Vikings jersey.
I'm surprised you don't have a Jufro.
Oh no, I actually let Bruce have that one for me. The whole Josh
This
Freeman.
is, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Charles Bivens. You have the next question up on the floor. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. What's everybody thinking about all this noise being made about Johnny Manziel and his Vegas trip and everything? Too much hype over nothing, or what do you guys think?
Let the man chill.
He came out to the coaches and to the front office and told them that he was going. He was straightforward about it, and the coach told him to have fun. When you get directions like that from your coach, just listen to what his coach says.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. You know, even when he was in college, I felt like there was just too much hype over his extracurricular activities. You know, dude comes from money. You know, dad's got money like that. When you're doing everything you need to do and dad's happy with you, you get some money and you're able to live your life. You didn't get into any real trouble except for the fight outside the bar or whatever. But he's coming in the NFL and he's doing good, and I think it's just too much hype just to get the Manziel name out there.
I tend to agree. I tend to agree, but to play devil advocate, it reminds me of the story of the year Peyton Manning was drafted and Ryan Leaf was drafted. After the draft, Ryan Leaf went to celebrate in Las Vegas. Peyton Manning went home and practiced, learned the playbook. We kind of know how those career paths diverge.
Yeah, but they also said that he hasn't missed a step in the playbook. He's been elevated from the third string to the second string. So, and he's taking first string reps as well.
He's taking first string reps today. He took first string reps today.
That's his team, though. What's his team going to say?
So did Terrence West also. Not to get off subject.
I'm going to go ahead over to Ty with the next question. I just want to say there's more stuff going over in the AFC North, like with all the stuff going on with the Ravens, that they don't have to be worried about Johnny Manziel. There's plenty of stuff to talk about the Ravens. They need to let that kid do his thing.
There you are.
Yeah.
You can come over.
Todd, we can go ahead and let you have the next question. What's good?
I was going to throw this question out there, and I know so many NFC East fans will be a lot of reaction. Should the Redskins change their name, and I guess that takes a new light today with their failed Twitter stunt that backfired in their face.
Oh, we got silence? Then I will gladly take the lead on this one. I think the Redskins name is the most racist thing I have ever heard in all of sports.
That's a little biased.
The lead should have been taken when collegiate teams were forced to take a look at their names that were derogatory towards Native American people. The Redskins team and fans, their defense is, it's not a derogatory term and this and that. But you can't be the person who says it's derogatory or not if it isn't based towards you. So you have to go speak to the Native American community, see how they feel about it. And, you know, it is a mixed bag. Some communities are okay with it. A lot of communities are not okay with it. But, I mean, it's 21st century. I think someone like Dan Snyder needs to take a stand and realize that maybe this isn't okay and come up with a cool name.
But the cold hard facts are, one, Smithsonian linguists have traced back the origin. It didn't come from a racist background.
Came from
It
India.
wasn't used as a racist term. It was used as a term of respect. And most Indians polled, Native Americans, don't have an issue with it. Most Americans don't have an issue with it. It seems like just kind of a political issue that people use. And I think, honestly, I think it's a little ridiculous that you have politicians sending letters asking them to change the name. When you think all the things that we have wrong here with debt and crime and the economy, I think it's a little ridiculous.
Well,
but I'm biased, of course.
Well, I'm sure a lot of the Cowboy fans are going to say yes, they need to change their name, but that's a whole nother story there.
Cowboys is worse because they were the ones that were killing the Indians.
So next up, we have Ryan Smith who's going to give us his question. You got a question today or what?
My question, I think more of the fact is, are the Falcons a real team to worry about?
No,
Didn't think so.
they're not.
So
They haven't done anything, I don't think, to help their team at all. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but I think they're going to be the same bust as they were last year.
Yeah, and they did nothing to replace Tony Gonzalez. I don't know.
well,
That's just mine.
well, yeah, I don't know how Julio's going to be with his health, so I can't expect that kid to go out and put up 1,000 yards coming off that injury. I mean, it's going to be interesting. And they trying to give Roddy White an extension. I'm like, yeah, he need to go out and work for it.
They're going to struggle on
What is
offense.
he, 31, right? What kind of an extension are you going to give a 31-year-old wide receiver?
I'll probably something in the wheelchair. I don't
I don't
know.
know. Maybe
I'm not going to hate on it. The offense is going to be good no matter what. What's his name? Luffy or whatever the guy's name is, the 6'7" tight end.
He's old, too.
What'd you say?
OCU Minor, he's old, too.
Yeah, well, they gathered a bunch of veteran players on defense. I mean, they're not going to. They were 13-3, and by some strange luck, the offensive line sucked. It was absolutely horrible. Matt Ryan spent more time on his ass than he did under center, and that's the truth. And the fact of the matter is that they improved the offensive line in the draft. The running back situation still a little shaky. You have Julio Jones, who is flat out beast, and I'll say that with every ounce of everything that I believe in. Definitely, when healthy, a top 3 receiver in the league. And then, like, you take that, you got old people on the defense. If the defense can keep up, I mean,
You take that and you have old people on the defense. I love that.
you got old people on the D, and the D may improve, but it may be the same. The D was a weak spot. Tony Gonzalez leaving, obviously, that's that third down valve that Ryan checks to all the time. So hopefully Jones is healthy, and hopefully some of the talent that they drafted and signed steps up. But are they a threat? No. They were 13-3. They can be, but I don't think they made enough moves to be a threat.
Yeah, I think Ricky Miller right quick.
Yeah.
The offense is going to struggle. They didn't do, Julio Jones' back is going to help, but beyond that, what did they do? They didn't, their running game was a problem. They didn't really improve that. They lost Tony Gonzalez. I don't really see them as a much better team than they were last year.
Yeah.
Can we all agree for 7-9, please?
Well, I mean, honestly, I got them coming. They may come in 4th this season, man. Tampa Bay is definitely jump between. I was watching Mike Evans, man. Those videos, whew, that boy.
That team is going to be silly. I'm saying it right now. That defensive line is silly. They got rid of Revis, which was probably the best thing to do, and then a Lovie Smith defense. I think the Buccaneers are going to win the division.
Ooh.
Carolina doesn't have any receivers. The Saints are still a little shaky. That defense is improved. Breeze is getting old. Graham's there. Yeah, Colston. Saints could give them a run, but if you just look at it on paper, probably the best team in that division is the Buccaneers.
Yeah, on paper, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, best team on paper.
That's what we have to go by is paper and 3 OCAs.
Hold on, how are they the best team on
I
paper?
don't see why that receiver.
How do you count out the Saints? Come on.
Like, sorry. How are we going to straight up just give them the best team on paper when you have the Saints, the Falcons, and the Carolina Panthers in that division?
Who do they have?
Yeah, all four of these teams have issues. I'll give you that. But we can't just what was their draft pick? What was their record last year? And then we're going to turn around from that season and give them the division lead? That's insanity to me. That doesn't even make sense.
No mercy.
I agree with
No
Trellis.
Greg Schiano. You add Lovie Smith.
Chaos.
Add Mike Evans. Come on, get serious right now.
Because we all know
I don't
that
understand.
off-season flashes
Mike
always
Jackson,
translate into the record column.
Devontae David, Come on. Are you kidding right now? I'm not even a Buccaneers fan. And if only one team's going to challenge them, it's not going to be the damn Panthers. And the reason why it's not going to be the damn Panthers is because they don't have anybody to throw to.
Their defense is sick, though. You're discounting 2 playoff teams. The Panthers have a sick defense. They still have Cam Newton, and you're tossing around like the Saints ain't nothing. You know, the Saints are still a great team. I just don't see how. I think that Tampa Bay, even with their off-season additions, it takes a little while for a coach to take hold. I think they're probably still the 3rd best team in that division.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
No way.
I'll put them 2 or 3. I will put Saints number 1 at the moment right now in that division.
No way. Saints and the Buccaneers are going to battle for that division. The Carolina offense is going to suck.
They don't need offense. Their
But
defense.
basically, Cam Newton's going to suck this year. So that's basically what you're saying. Cam Newton's going to suck this year. Okay.
I hate Cam Newton anyway because he went to Auburn.
I hate him too the whole time. But dude's a baller. Can't hate.
Okay, so let me go into
Either
the next question. Pipe there. So, okay, Tony had his turn, which turned into 4 different issues. So now I got Jason up. You got your question together?
Yeah, man. My question, actually, I just want to see what everybody's opinion is. Obviously, you see the lawsuit that was named by the former players, and it seems like everybody that's ever been associated with the team in the NFL decided to sign on and get their little paycheck. But what you see is a lot of the Mark Slores and a lot of other old players come out against the lawsuit, stating they knew what they were getting themselves into. What I want to know is what your opinion of the situation is.
You know, let me go first.
Go ahead.
Who was it? In the words, what was that? Varsity Blues. They knew it was important, right?
Right.
Are we ignoring the fact that Steelers Predator just joined the chat channel?
No, but like, I mean, if you take the shot, you know what the consequences are, but you want to go win the game. So I put it more on the player. It's up to you if you're gonna put that shot in your leg. I mean, you got people telling you, hey, we need you in the game, but if you're going to take that shot and take on those medical issues and you just want to win games, that's on you at the end of the day. You still get paid money, but of course those players back in the day didn't get paid no money. So, oh, look at all the Steelers stuff coming out. We ain't talking about Steelers yet. So.
I don't know where that came from. That's hideous. That's ugly. Put that away. It's upside down.
I understand it's ultimately down to the player, but teams hire people to look out for these players. You have head trainers that are supposed to go to your coach and go to that player and say, no, you were not able to play. You were not healthy enough to play. If a coach tells a player that he's good to play, if a trainer says he's good to play, that player's not going to question it. He's going to go all in, hearts full, and go play, get some ball. That's up to the team. That's up to the league to have those things in place to make sure these kinds of things.
I think those things are in place now because of the lawsuits, but I think the issue is before that wasn't the case. I think they ignored a lot of information and research that was on head injuries for a lot of years, and I think for a long time the culture was just get them back in the game. You know, the doctor said, I don't know if we should go back in, and the coach would just say, just get them back in the game. I mean, you hear a lot of those stories, so I think they've done a lot of steps to make it, more up to date and good now. But I think there were some issues with how, it was treated, back in the day.
Yeah.
There were players that came out from back in the day stating, like it wasn't the team doctor that was giving it to them; it was a trainer, and the trainer would slide and be like, "Here you go." Or one player, I think it was Mike Golick. Mike Golick is the one that came up and said one time he walked into the locker room and they just had a whole bunch of syringes ready to go, and people would walk by, get popped a little medicine, and be good to go. That's the difference. Back then, when they played, probably up until like '93, the medicines that were in the locker rooms weren't regulated. They didn't have to be documented and stuff like that. So nobody knows what went on. But no matter if it was '93 and it was regulated, or if it's 2014 and it's not regulated, no matter how it goes, you still know what's going on in your body. You still know the effects, and the people there are knowledgeable of what's going on. You know that it's probably not healthy for you to be still playing on the injury that you have. I'm just looking at Bruce's big-ass head the whole time, dude.
Go ahead and keep Varsity Blues for the subject.
Yeah. So, okay.
I don't want your life.
So next I'm going to go ahead and give the big head guy over there with the blue shirt on. I believe that's Bruce. I think. You got your question together?
Ooh. I'm getting my questions together. I'm sorry.
Well,
All right, so my question.
Watching this, you were drinking a beer.
Is Bruce's question who's going to be in last place in the NFC East, the Giants or
No,
the
it's
Cowboys?
not because the Redskins are. Let's cut that out.
No,
all right.
no.
So my question that nobody has brought up ever, I don't think, is who's going to be the Texans starting quarterback?
Well. In training camp right now,
I was having to picture all you guys scratching your heads right now.
It's Case Keenum battling it out with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but Savage has moved up from the third team to the backup team. So right now it's pretty much up for grabs. But you have Fitzpatrick, who has a mediocre arm. You have Case Keenum.
Right now to start for the Texans, who would it be?
Fitzpatrick.
Josh Freeman.
Eli Manning. Second round pick for Eli Manning. Ryan Nassib becomes a new quarterback for the Giants.
Josh Freeman can't even look at Bruce's face.
Josh Freeman can't even start for the Texans.
Wow. Hey, who's that girl with the black and gold on?
Like,
You know what? So what I am going to say, on our page, I'll ask the fans who they think the quarterback is going to be for the Texans. That's a very good question.
I think right now it's going to be Case Keenum.
It's going to be Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick starts the season.
I think it'll be Case Keenum.
I'm going with Fitzpatrick.
I'm going with Case Keenum.
going with Fitzpatrick.
Okay. So the Steelers chick decided to come all late, so I'm going to let her go ahead and ask the question.
It's a Steelers predator.
I'm actually asking a Steelers question today. I wanted to ask which rookie quarterback does everyone going to think is going to start first, and then which is going to have the best rookie season between Bridgewater, Bortles, and Manziel. Obviously, since Manziel's with the Browns and the AFC North, wanted to go ahead and ask that question to you guys.
Bridgewater.
Week 4.
Peterson, that's all he needs.
Questions though. It's 2 questions.
4.
Okay.
Best rookie year out of those 3, and then which one's
going to start in week 1, so I mean that's.
It's going to be Bridgewater.
So he's kind of out of the equation unless somebody gets hurt.
At least one interception for Manziel to come out, so Bridgewater's already going to be playing.
I mean, I think
Bridgewater's not the starting quarterback yet, though. He has not won that job.
There's no way you bring him in.
Not won it yet. But
You can start Matt Castle or Ponder? No.
Bridgewater.
I mean, in camp right now, it's pretty tough. All 3 quarterbacks are still learning the system there, so you're not really sure if Bridgewater is going to be starting day 1. The only one of these guys that actually will be starting day 1, guaranteed, is Manziel. I say it'll be week 4 before the other 2 get any playing time.
Bortles says he's going to be redshirted.
Bridgewater, no way in hell. He's got Adrian Peterson. They're going to start him. He's going to be fine.
Which also means that Matt Castle has Adrian Peterson and Christian Ponder have Adrian Peterson.
So,
it'll come down to whichever one's more efficient.
They both had him last year, and they both still suck.
So,
yeah, but he's a rookie. You still got to go with what's good. You know what I mean? Still got to win it first.
Yeah.
He's a much.
So, who's Manziel going to throw to?
Manziel?
Miles Austin?
Yeah, Miles Austin.
You got Cordell Patterson.
Jordan Cameron.
It's
a North Turner offense. They'll throw it to the tight end a lot. I think Manziel starts first. I think he starts week 4. I think Hoyer starts the season.
I don't even think Hoyer starts the season. I mean, Manziel's already running with the first team in the game.
And then their bye week's week 4. And then I think after the bye week, they come in with Manziel.
Yeah, I just don't see situations when they let Hoyer sit the first game, man. I mean, I just don't see it.
Unless he just is so shook up from that knee injury, that could be a possibility. But
I mean, no matter what's going to happen in Cleveland, if you don't let Manziel play, you're going to have the Tebow issue. There's no way. I mean, you're going to have.
He's going to play.
He's going to play.
He's starting right now. Let him get his head in the playbook. Let him know what he's doing. He's already going with the first team in OTAs. Just make sure that he has that room. Make sure everyone respects him in that way. And I see him playing first game of the season starting.
I think Manziel starts, and I think he's going to have a lot of highlights, but they're going to be involved around a lot of scrambling and broken plays. But I don't expect a lot of success for him in his rookie year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Better question: who starts in that backfield?
Whew. Did they get running back in the draft?
Cricket.
Oh, the Browns?
Yeah.
Big Tate.
No way. Terrence West. I bet you he beats him out.
No, Ben Tate is destined to be a backup for the rest of his life.
Forever.
Them ribs are soft, boy. You hit Ben Tate one good time, them ribs are done.
His best gig was being in Texas, so he know he's at least going to be starting at least 3-4 games out the season. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, unless everyone asks, somebody has one good question left, like is Eli still an elite quarterback in the NFL? Or...
No, absolutely not.
Oh, and do what's going to happen again.
What's going to happen?
If the Broncos get to the playoffs, to a Super Bowl, and have that whole meltdown again.
Well, as long as we don't play the Seahawks, we're good. Yeah, as long as we don't play the Seahawks, we're good. Definitely will be playing Tampa Bay, so we ain't got to worry about them. So, yeah,
So let me ask you something, Rick.
What I do?
Do you think if if Colin Kaepernick had completed that pass to Crabtree and they had beaten the Seahawks, do you think the Super Bowl would have been dramatically different?
We still would have lost. We were not prepared for that game. And there's just as many 49er fans, the bandwagon fans out there, that they are Seahawks fans. Let me tell you, I live out here near Baltimore. There's plenty of 49er fans out here. Everybody would have been sitting up in New York. We were not ready for that game. We had 7 defensive starters hurt. I mean, and their offense was just abysmal. There's no way we would have beat the 49ers. Just don't see it. If the 49ers lost by that one tip pass, and we lost, was it 48-3? What was it? 82. Yeah. There's no way out.
It's 8 something.
We lost by a lot.
It doesn't matter.
2 field goals and a safety.
Yeah. Let's see. Every time we get Super Bowl, we won 2. The other ones we got blown out. The Redskins blew us out.
What?
Yeah, that one still stings. But good luck to any other team in the AFC stepping up. So.
I wanted to add something quickly about the question you guys had pertaining to the players coming out trying to sue the NFL for what doctors injected them with.
So you got time for that, Victor. You came late.
Yeah, man, you came late. You came late, man. Like,
right.
Go ahead, miss.
If you got Steelers stuff on, we might have let it go, but since you look like the Steelers predator, as Todd calls you, got time.
I didn't know Shanae was a Steelers fan.
You better watch out, Rick. You're going to have like 3 little red dots floating around behind you.
So, only thing I wanted to say is that we shouldn't even act like NFL players back in the day or even now have some sort of medical degree and know what the hell they're getting stuck with. Really, the reason why teams purchase and pay for trainers and doctors is so that the players have to trust in that person, and liability is on the team whenever that happens. So, I mean, no matter what the player says, the player's always going to want to play. And people like Hines Ward even said that he's played several times with concussions because he wanted to get in the game no matter what. It's the job of the trainers, it's the job of the medical technicians there to make sure that if they aren't fit to play, they get taken out. And I mean, we can't even act like football isn't a man's league where if you don't stay in for those extra yards, if you don't fight for those extra plays, that you're not going to be looked down on. I mean, Hall of Fame running back Franco Harris, number 32 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4 Super Bowls. He would get made fun of all the time for making sure that he ran out and dropped the clock if he didn't need it, or if he didn't need those extra yards, he didn't fight for them. So I think it's part of the culture that made all that happen, not to mention the fact that, I mean, they wanted to get those wins. So.
Wow, Victor, make us all feel like crap, Like, hey.
Long-ass blog.
It's what happens when you're 20 minutes late and you can read up on the subject. So.
My man was like Franco Harris, type AB negative blood.
272 pounds when he was 33. 2.5 kids.
Yeah, right.
Okay, man. Well, y'all have a good evening. We'll do random bleep next week.
Rick, have one of these later.
I've already had a 40, so I'm good.
40.
Oh, we ice.
So black.
Your birthday, son.
No, it's not my birthday coming up, so it's not my birthday.
We should call 40s Seahawks now, since that's what they dropped on the Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Full clip.
Hey, guess what? You know what's funny though? Let me ask you a question. Do you ever remember when Demaryius Thomas beat Ike for Tina?
That's true. That's true. Which is sad because Tebow led you guys to a more exciting win than Peyton Manning could.
But guess what though? Y'all were number one defense, right? Tebow threw 312 yards on y'all.
What you guys doing? You're gonna ruin this. Save this for later. Cut this out. No.
Oh, he ain't ready for this.
You're gonna have this later.
Y'all have a good evening, man.
All right.
Man, put that toilet paper away.
Anybody trying to see that?